because Ward is not punching. Murray is getting that right hand home. He hasn't landed the home run ball yet. Oh, that one was close, and that one was closer.
And he's not far away, you have the feeling. And remember, we're talking about a guy who has never been knocked off his feet.
Oh, he's being hurt with those body shots, and the right hand getting him. He is hurting Mickey Ward. It would be an unbelievable feather in Murray's cap if he could knock Mickey Ward out.
That left hook was right there, too.
Brazier dominated Ward, but Murray is just hurting him. Still, Ward comes forward.
Well, everything going the way of Charles Murray. And Murray is making it go that way. Nothing fluke about this at all. I'm not sure if there's enough that Dick Eckland can say.
You're blocking him. You got to punch. You got to punch. They know that he's got to stop you by a couple rounds because you're going to tear him apart. Don't get hit and punch. Just fight. Let's not let it go that long.
Also, watch this guy's head. He's trying to use his head on his now. So watch his head, okay? Got it?
Voice of Hank Johnson there.
More punches, sir. That's the way you
Another guy knows a little bit about this sport.
When he gives you the body shot, then come to the...
Here's Murray landing with a very good left hand. And then you'll see the rights. Yeah, good combinations by Charles Murray. The right is so quick. He has not only does he have a powerful right, it is incredibly quick, and he can throw the lead rights with the best of them. Ward talking to him a little bit there, but that's not going to help him.
And I think Mickey Ward was as angry at Mickey Ward as he was at Charles Murray.
Mickey's a real competitor, and he doesn't like giving a subpar performance.
Look at these numbers. Boy, that's a very high percentage.
Tremendous accuracy.
And there was a lot on all those punches. We were talking earlier tonight about pity-pat punches. Nothing pity-pat about the punches that Charles Murray threw in that round.
He gets great leverage, especially in that right hand. And I'll tell you, the news tonight is that left hook. I mean, he's throwing that punch better than he has ever thrown it. Charles Murray is cranking that punch, and that's bad news for future junior welterweight opponents.
This for the USBA junior welterweight title, and what that really means is a stepping stone to a bigger and better championship for the winner of this fight. And for all intent and purpose, right now, the winner of this fight looks to be Charles Murray. I realize that's jumping the gun a little bit because it is a 12-round fight. We have a long way to go, but Murray has dominated this fight.
Well, if they want to make a great junior welterweight bout, I'll tell you what, I'll play matchmaker right now. I'd love to see Charles Murray in with Harold Brazier.
It'd be an interesting fight, wouldn't it?
And I think the styles would be meshed perfectly. Murray would be firing those jabs and right hands. Brazier would be picking off a lot of them, trying to counter him. It would be a fascinating matchup. I'm not trying to discount Mickey Ward at this point so early in the bout, but right now, you know, Murray just dominating. Ward switches to lefty, which is a tactic he often uses. But he's better at it when he's already on the inside. You know, they love people in the crowd are yelling at Charles Murray that he's southpaw. I think Charles knows.
We might know that. You heard Dick Eckland say to Mickey Ward, he's got to punch more, but when you look at the difference in the way these two punch, I mean, Murray just has so much more on his punches.
He's won the battle of the jabs, which is important, and he's ripping all those shots. This is an even better version of Charles Murray than we've seen before. And he's looked good before.
And he's got the whole package.
And unfortunately for Mickey Ward, he has just not been able to mount an attack.
But is it just that Mickey Ward hasn't been able to, or is it that Charles Murray has not let it?
Well, it's a little bit of both, but right here on the inside, you would think Ward would let his hands go a little bit more. He had always in the past.
Coming to the end of round number 6, and the story continues to be the naturally.
Airedale air freshener gets rid of the toughest odors.
Use Valvoline.
Back to those keys to victory. Murray certainly out jabbing Ward, landing the right. Ward has not jabbed his way in, and when he is the southpaw on the inside, he is not throwing anything. Charles Murray misses with the right, but look, comes with that beautiful left uppercut, and he just throws combination after combination.
Really has been a weapon for him, and of course it started early in the early rounds with some terrific work to the body by Charles Murray. Through the first 6 rounds, and look how lopsided this fight is in every area.
Murray landing more and harder punches as well. And if Mickey Ward wants his career to continue, and I'm sure he does, if he can do anything about it, now is the time. He has got to try and make something happen, because as you said, a loss like this, if he continues to get dominated, really will put him in a very bad position. I've got Murray winning all but the first round, which I gave to Ward by the narrowest of margins.
And again, it is all Charles Murray.
And remember, as we said here in New York, some of the judges tend to give more 10-8 rounds.
Murray just been very effective. Just tremendously high percentage of punches landed. And remember, you harken back to the first round where, if I'm not mistaken, he only landed 13 punches.
Yeah, it was very, I mean, Mickey Ward, he's only throwing about 37 punches per round. And you hit on it when you went back to that Mungin loss. It was a very disheartening loss for Mickey Ward. And he's not been the same boxer since then, even though he's had a couple of wins. Just hasn't been the same.
Right now, Mickey Ward fighting in retreat.
In the same posture he ended up in for the Brazier bout.
Double left hand and a left hand to the body.
Murray is ripping that body. Look at the hand speed of Murray. It's amazing.
Very impressive.
He can sit here and just use adjective.
And honestly, I don't think we do that all that often, but tonight I don't think we can help it.
Just a superb performance by Murray. And yes, this is not the same Mickey Ward of a couple of years ago, but he's still Mickey Ward. He was highly motivated for this bout and trained very well. And Murray hasn't let him do anything.
What a right hand.
Mickey Ward is so tough. That's why he's never been knocked out. That toughness could be his enemy tonight.
And at the risk of being redundant, a very good round for Charles Murray.
A mirror image of the previous round.
Cut him off a little more. You're following around.
Hey, look at Charles Murray. Looks like he's been in the library all night.
You hurt me, but you're bagging out alcohol.
Hardly breaking a sweat, huh?
You hurt me. Can you come over with that overhand right? There you go. Bring him right there to the body. Tell him with the hook. Don't let this guy get in the fight. Don't even let him think about it. Turn that right hand over. Right hand over. But looping right hand, you just threw that last round. Give me that.
Well, I don't think Murray's going to let him get back into the fight at all. Overhand right by Charles Murray. He's landed so many right hands of the straight variety, and that time came overhand with it.
So we start the 8th round. And it's hard to imagine what Mickey Ward can do at this point. I don't think he can just throw caution to the wind, because Murray will clearly make him pay. He's made him pay when he hasn't thrown caution to the wind.
The only thing he can do, I think, Mickey Ward, is just try and get inside when he's in there, let his hands go. But he hasn't been able to do that so far. And he can't get inside anymore. Now Murray keeping him at bay almost all the time.
And Murray's just getting off quicker and more often and more effectively.
And the quickness, I think Mickey Ward's probably surprised that Murray is so much quicker than him, because Mickey Ward is known as a pretty quick puncher.
In fact, Murray said that this morning.
And he was that several years ago, but since then has not been as quick. He's been very tentative in getting his punches off.
But Murray said, and I thought this was an interesting insight too, he said Mickey Ward is a very good fighter, but he's a fighter who occasionally makes mistakes, and my job is to make him pay for his mistakes. Now, the other thing that's impressive about Charles Murray is he's given Mickey Ward a lot of different looks, too.
Yeah, on the inside, he's been effective. And on the outside, he can always go back to boxing with the jab and a straight right hand. And as we mentioned earlier, the left hook of Murray has been so much